Episode 5 of season 4 of Invincible is out, and I just watched it, and it is getting pretty interesting and it's getting pretty fast as well. So, one thing that I'm loving about this season is the pacing of it. So, we are getting at things right after another, like bam, 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 things are just happening. So, from the start of the season, we were seeing Mark, what he was dealing with, and we were seeing Omni-Man in their space with Alan, and we are just right now at the brink of war. We have all the allies, all the weapons ready against the Viltrum Empire, and they're just ready to go for it. And we get to see Conquest return in here, and literally, like, I cannot even think about what Mark would have felt. Like, he literally saw Conquest die, and then he just appears right in front of him. He is going to be literally pissed at Cecil, and I just know he's going to snap at Cecil like real hard. Cecil deserves it, no doubt. And we also got an introduction to Tech Jacket here, and I believe it was changed from the comics that she is a girl in here. She's like a, I think she's a very teenagery girl. Like she's around the age of Kid Omni Man. It seems like a different direction they are going with it in the show. And now I haven't read the comics, so I do not know what Tech Jacket is, what he does. But I just got to know that he was like a guy in there. Perhaps the age of Mark, if I'm not wrong, could be different. Yeah, but that seems like a different change. The last scene in this episode, I was like super grossed out. Like Mark was determined to kill Conquest again, and he was sure he will kill him, but the way Conquest literally put his hands in his abdomen and just pulled all the guts out, all the intestines out. It was just very dark. It was very gruesome. Like the way he punched in, or like he sliced into his stomach. I was super grossed out that moment. It was definitely one of those moments you are like, yeah, this is not a kids animation show. That this is an adult animation show, because for some time you kind of forget that this is just an animation show, but then something like this hits you again, like literally someone's guts literally rolling out of their body. That hits you again, and you are like, okay, yeah, we kind of forgot for a moment what this was. And yeah, it was kind of surprising, but yeah, if it was shown correctly, then I do believe like Conquest is gone, like literally he is dead. If he like does not stand up next episode and does something. But yeah, I think Mark needs some emergency help here, because definitely how can he stand back up and fight this war? So let's see what happens. Do they make a trip back to Earth, or do they, I don't know, do some shenanigans on some other planet? They get some help somewhere else. So let's see what happens. When does Thrak come in here? That would be kind of interesting to see. When does he bring the war to Invincible and Omni-Man? And again, this episode was brutal with Omni-Man. When he goes back to Debbie, when he wants to speak with her, she's like, do not want to speak to you, whatever. But it is interesting to see that Omni-Man is not even a Viltrumite, and he's not even like considered human. Like he's just in between human and Viltrumite. He's just discarded from both of these races, and he's like, what is he? That is very sad. And again, when he meets Art, it's like he was hoping to get more warmth. He was hoping to get more friendship, more recognition from his side. But then again, you see when he leaves, Omni-Man leaves, Art is literally, he's panting. He's like, holy shit, yeah, that just happened. So it definitely feels that people in here, of course, have had a very bad experience with Omni-Man, and that kind of shows. And not just people of Earth, his closest friends and family, and people who once lived with him, how they have real bad experiences with Omni-Man and like the Viltrum Empire as a whole. And yeah, Alan is literally a great part in here. Love seeing Alan. He's the hope and the joy of all this entire thing. And then yeah, we see Kid Omni-Man just not being happy with his father, that he didn't even meet him. So yeah, this episode was definitely just too much dilemma for Omni-Man, and just to see his son's guts out of his body, like in a similar state that he left him in season 1. Let's see what his reaction is to it. So I definitely love this season, and I love the pace of it, love how they are just going at it one after the other. The fight scenes in here were good. I think there were certain scenes where the animation felt different, especially in this episode. That might be a case. They might have, I now hired some different animators or something. But yeah, it definitely feel a little different. It some of it felt a little different. So yeah, that was it, and I enjoyed the episode. That was great. Would love to see what happens next, and would be interested to see if the war happens or starts this season. If not, I mean, I don't know. I haven't read the comics, so I don't know. But yeah, sub to the channel, and I'll see you in the next.